Hi everyone, this is Calvin J. Vagnol, BS Ed Science student, and this video let us learn more about the nutrient cycle, its types and its importance, how it works with the environment, and why nutrient cycling within the environment is very important. Nutrients are the substances that are used by organisms to survive. The nutrient cycle is the recycling system of nature. It is a cyclic pathway of an elements from one organism to the other. In the ecosystem, recycling is the process that sustains and adds more contribution to human wellness. The cyclic pathway through which nutrients are recycled for reuse is called the nutrient cycle. Nutrients that are consumed by plants and animals are returned to the environment after death and decomposition of the body. The microbes present in the soil helps in the decomposition of organic matter and converting them to nutrients. They also transfer the nutrients into the soil, which is helpful for the plants to absorb. Soil microbes play an important role in nutrients recycling. They decompose organic matter to release nutrients. They are also important to trap and transform nutrients into the soil, which can be taken up by plants' roots. Nutrient cycling rate depends on various biotic and physical and chemical factors. All living beings, biomolecules, and cells are composed of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus. These elements are essential for life. It is important to recycle the nutrients in the environment for life to exist. Energy flow and nutrient cycle. How nutrient cycling differs from energy flow? Well, the energy flow refers to the transfer of energy from one trophic level to another in the food chain and food wave. It is unidirectional and energy is lost from one trophic level to another in form of heat. Sunlight is ultimate energy source. Nutrient cycling is a cyclic process that encompasses the movement of nutrients from the physical environment to living organism and back to the environment. Nutrients are present on the earth where they are recycled, transformed into different forms of reutilized. Nutrient cycle examples. Nutrients recycling involves both biotic and abiotic components. The main abiotic components are air, water, and soil. Recycling of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen occurs in water, air, and soil, whereas calcium, phosphorus, potassium, etc. are recycled mainly in soil and are available locally. The four main nutrient cycle. First is carbon cycle. Carbon is the main constituent of all living cells. All the organic matter and biomolecules contain carbon. Carbon is present mainly as carbon dioxide and methane in the atmosphere. There is a continuous exchange of carbon between biotic and abiotic components by the process of photosynthesis and respiration. Atmospheric carbon dioxide is fixed by plants in the process of photosynthesis. All the living organisms release carbon dioxide during respiration. Carbon is released into the atmosphere by burning of fossil fuels and also emissions. Organic carbon from dead and decaying organisms and waste product is released into the atmosphere after decomposition. Second one is the nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen is also an essential component of life. Nitrogen cannot be directly utilized by living organisms and has to be converted to other forms. By the process of nitrogen fixation, nitrogen-fixing bacteria fix atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia and nitrifying bacteria convert ammonia to nitrate. It is then taken up by plants. Atmospheric nitrogen is converted to nitrates directly by lightning and assimilated by plants. Decomposer break down protein and amino acids of dead and decaying organic matter and waste product. Denitrifying bacteria convert ammonia and nitrate to nitrogen and nitrous oxide by the process of denitrification. In this way, nitrogen is released back into the atmosphere. Nitrogen is an important essential elements for all living organisms by the synthesis of amino acid, protein, enzyme, and etc. What happens if there is no nitrogen? Well, root system and plants growth are stunned. All their leaves turn yellow. Decrease in crop production. Soil microorganism life become dangerous. In atmosphere, its concentration is 78%. The circulation of cyclic movement in nitrogen from the atmosphere to soil and back into atmosphere is known as nitrogen cycle. Third is the oxygen cycle. Oxygen is essential for life. Aquatic organisms and dependent on oxygen dissolve in water. Oxygen is required for decomposition of biodegradable waste product. Oxygen forms 21% of the atmosphere. It is also present in the hydrosphere and lithosphere. Circulation and recycling of oxygen within the biosphere is called the oxygen cycle. This cycle too includes both the biotic and abiotic components. Oxygen is continuously produced as well as used in the atmosphere. Oxygen is highly reactive and it readily reacts with other elements and compounds. As oxygen is found in various forms like molecular oxygen, water, carbon dioxide, inorganic compound, etc. The oxygen cycle of the biosphere is extremely complex. Oxygen is released in the process of photosynthesis, whereas it is used up in the process like respiration, combustion, decomposition, corrosion, rusting, and etc. Fourth is water cycle. Water is essential elements for life to exist on Earth. Water from ocean, lakes, rivers, and other reservoir is continuously converted to vapor by the process of evaporation and transpiration from the surface of plants. Water vapors get condensed and returned by precipitation, and the cycle continues. The water falling on the ground is absorbed and stored as groundwater.